They say every birth is a miracle. But sometimes that miracle begins in pain, in struggle, in the brokenness of a woman who carries wounds inside her heart. A wounded mother does not just give life to a child. She also, without even realizing it, passes on stories, silences, fears, and the echoes of everything she has lived through. To be born from a wounded mother is not simply to arrive into the world. It is to enter into a history that began long before you took your first breath. And yet within that story, there is always a hidden spiritual meaning, a chance not only to survive but to awaken. When we talk about wounds, we do not speak of failure. We speak of women who have lived through betrayal, abandonment, poverty, violence, silence, shame. Mothers who did not have the space to heal before becoming mothers themselves. Mothers who learned to carry their pain quietly because the world told them they had to keep going no matter what. And from within that silence, a child is born. Maybe you, maybe me, maybe someone you love. To be born of a wounded mother is to be born into a paradox. On one hand, you inherit strength, the resilience of someone who endured and still gave life. On the other, you inherit fragility, the unspoken trauma, the patterns of survival, the ways love can sometimes come wrapped in fear. Spiritually, this is not a curse but a calling. It means your soul chose to arrive through this exact doorway, not by accident, not by mistake, but because there is something sacred for you to understand, to heal, to transform. The spiritual meaning of such a birth is layered. First, it teaches compassion. When you realize your mother's wounds shaped the way she loved, you stop asking, why didn't she love me the way I needed? And begin to see, she loved me the only way she knew. That shift does not excuse the pain, but it opens the door to forgiveness, not just for her but for yourself. Second, it teaches strength in identity. A child of a wounded mother often grows up doubting their worth, questioning their place, feeling unseen or unheard. But spiritually, this becomes the soil where deep self-awareness can grow. You are called to root your identity, not in the approval of a mother who could not fully give it, but in the unshakable truth of your own soul and in the presence of the divine that never wavers. Third, it teaches transcendence. What is unhealed in one generation can be healed in the next. When you wake up to the patterns, when you face the shadows with courage, you become the bridge that transforms inherited wounds into new beginnings. To be born of a wounded mother is to be invited into the sacred work of breaking chains, of saying this pain will not rule me, and it will not pass through me to those who come after me. And let us be honest, this path is not easy. It means facing loneliness, confusion, sometimes rage. It means admitting that the person who gave you life was not always able to give you love in the way you needed. It means grieving the mother you wished for while honoring the one you had. But in that grief lies transformation. Every tear you allow to fall waters the seed of your own becoming. Some people ask, why would God or Spirit or the universe place me in such a family with such a mother? The answer is not punishment. The answer is growth. Souls are born where they are meant to learn. To be born of a wounded mother is to be given the lesson of healing, of resilience, of rising. It is to learn that love can be broken and still exist, that imperfection can still give life, that even in pain there is purpose. And if you are listening to this now, maybe you needed this reminder. You are not a mistake of your mother's past. You are not the sum of her wounds. You are not condemned to repeat her pain. You are the continuation of her story, yes, but you are also the turning point. You are the possibility she may never have imagined but somehow still birthed into existence. So, when you think of being born of a wounded mother, think also of this. You were born with the strength to rise higher than what broke her. You were born with the capacity to love deeper than the love you received. You were born with the ability to carry forward not only her wounds but her courage, her survival, her flame, and to transform it into light. The spiritual meaning is not to pity yourself, nor to carry blame. It is to honor the path, to accept the lessons, and to step fully into your own becoming. And when you heal, you do not heal only yourself. You heal generations past and generations yet to come. That is the sacred power of being born of a wounded mother. So let this truth settle in your heart. You are not broken because she was broken. You are not less because she carried less. You are in fact more because you carry the invitation to transform. And that is the deepest spiritual meaning of your birth.